Hey, Sun Devil fans, Brad Denny with 3TV, CBS 5, and the Speak of the Devils podcast here. And welcome back to another episode of the Speak of the Devils Sit-Down series, where I bring you in-depth, one-on-one conversations with key players, coaches, and other figures within Sun Devil athletics. Patience. There's just simply not a whole lot of it in college football these days. But when it pops up, it often does so in an inspiring way. Bryce Pierre's entry into football came much later than most, and his path ended up taking him from a couple of high schools to the junior college level before he realized his dream of playing major college football. And since he arrived in Tempe, he's put in the work and done his job while moving up the depth chart. Heading into 2024, he's well poised to win the starting job and show off why his position coach thinks he has Sunday potential. On this episode, Bryce and I discuss his journey from high school wide receiver to college tight end, how he embraces the physicality of the trenches, the lessons he learned from going the junior college route, the influence of Jason Mohns, and so much more. So let's get to it. Here's my conversation with Bryce Pierre. All right, Bryce, so I got to ask you the big important question right now. What do you think your rating should be in the new EA Sports college football game?
Oh, man. Yeah, I truly don't know. I hope it's a good one for sure. But, I'll leave that up to them for sure.
All right. So after what we saw last year, tight end thrown into a position where they have to throw the ball a little bit. How's your throwing arm?
The throwing arm, I don't know. I don't know if I got it like how the
But obviously, coming in this year, you're looked at as a guy, topping that tight end depth chart. And I spoke to Coach Mohns last year. He says that you're a guy with Sunday potential. How are you approaching, or how's perhaps your approach to this offseason kind of evolved over these last couple of years, and especially now that you have a big opportunity ahead of you?
I've just been approaching it, going in, taking everything that our coaches, they're taking in the coaching from the weight room to, when we're going over our installs, taking in every little detail that I can just to, set me up for success for the fall.
How do you feel like this kind of, the winter workout period for the team, collectively? Also, a lot of new faces in there as well. But how do you feel like the overall vibe of the team is right now, coming off a rough year? But obviously, hopefully some brighter days ahead.
It's great, the new era with the transfer portal. You get a lot of new guys coming in, but I think everybody has came in, fit in well. Everybody with our team comp stuff and everything. So I think everything's been really well.
How, with your experience and kind of making that jump as a junior college guy coming in a few years ago, now that you've been around the program for a little bit, what are some of the kind of lessons or things that you've been doing to kind of help get the new guys in and kind of, into the flow and on everybody on the same page?
Just especially for my position with guys coming in, just really pay attention to the detail and whether we mess something up the day before, talking install wise, come back the next day and show that really that you're paying attention to the detail that they're coaching us up on, and just taking a little making sure all the little things are done.
What have you approached this offseason in terms of the top things that you want to get done? Obviously working with Coach Joe and his staff, some of this winter work, what were some of the things that you have really kind of targeted this offseason to improve for 2024?
Just having my body in great shape. I feel like I'm at the weight I want to be at now. So I want to just get into a great shape to be, successful in the ball in the fall, to be explosive and make plays for the Sun Devils.
What is that weight that you're comfortable playing at?
255 to 260, around that range.
Good deal. And so obviously Coach Dillingham likes to foster a program where you guys work hard but also have a lot of fun. You guys are divided up into teams in this offseason competition. Again, how's your team doing?
We're well. I think we're middle of the pack right now, but we're still in it for sure.
Looking back at last year, making the first catch as a Sun Devil, what did that moment mean to you?
It was great, because I honestly really wasn't supposed to. A lot of people said I wasn't supposed to make it this far. So be able to go in games for the Sun Devils and be able to, make plays and play on Saturday every weekend, even though I didn't go the way we obviously wanted it to. It was great to be out there and just to play every Saturday. Hopefully this year we have a better outcome.
What were some of your favorite moments, other than that first catch? It was a year full of, adversity and a lot of hurdles that a team had to overcome, but, some good moments as well. Whether it's on or off the field, what were some of your favorite moments?
Just being with the team, getting along with the guys on and off the field. Some of the games we played in, like the Washington environment, I love that environment, being able to play in a big game like that for us. Just being around the guys. honestly, I really liked Camp T last year. Even though it's not my kind of environment of sleeping and all that, but it was a good time to get to know your teammates, be around each other. So I really enjoyed that.
So not a big fan of necessarily roughing it and going off the grid in the woods
Nah,
like
I gotta,
that.
but it's all good.
When you take a look back collectively at your individual 2023 season, became a part of the offense as a pass catcher as well as in the trenches. Overall, just what was your impression and evaluation of how you think that you did?
I thought I did well. There's obviously a lot of things I want to improve on. Like, I wanted to really show that I can play in the run game, and our coaches can rely on me on the field whenever it's run down or pass down. So now I want to be able to put everything together and really improve in every aspect of that game, in the pass game, run game. But I feel like I had a solid season. It could be. There's a lot of things I could have done better. So that's what this offseason is for, to improve those things that I messed up on.
It was a really kind of tough year collectively. A lot of stuff thrown at the team, the program, much of it out of your guys' control. Going through that adversity, those obstacles, and everything that was kind of put, whether it was injuries or things off the field. What are some lessons that you took away from going through those experiences that you feel are going to better position you and the rest of your teammates for success in the future?
Control what you can control. A lot of things were kind of put out of our control last year with injuries and all that stuff. And so, I mean, like, we can't really get in those moods where we get down and dumps. Like, we got to just keep pushing. Like, and a lot of us did last year. A lot of us pushed through all the way. It was rough, but we fought through. And just to stay together with the guys. Being as one in a collective, whether it's down or not. Like, I feel like being one helped us get through that past season.
How did you see Kenny Dillingham navigate that? Obviously, first year as a head coach of in position, that was kind of rough, and just so many things thrown out his way, and seemed to handle it with grace and kind of being able to flexible and kind of a lot of adjustments on the fly. But just overall, what did you see from Kenny in year one?
One thing I really love about Coach Dillingham is he's a guy that hates to lose, and he'll do anything possible to win. So every time we'd come back from a week, he always show us what we improve on, but he always tell us next week always constantly has to be better. So I just really respect Coach Dillingham and his just passion to want to win, because I'm just like that. I'm a guy who hates losing and always has that competitive edge to want to win games. So.
You mentioned that he'd do anything to find a way to win, and with all the injuries, and especially like the UCLA game really jumps out of putting in the swinging gate and having some weird stuff there, and with Cam and Jalen, you're throwing the ball around at the quarterback spot. What was it like just to go through a year, just a lot of it out of necessity, of just having to kind of make those really kind of outside the box weird adjustments?
It was very interesting. Very interesting. That's not exactly how I expected my first season to go. But obviously, you just got to go with the punches, go with it on the fly. It was very interesting. I want to say that UCLA game, with a really good defensive line, we found our way around it. In the end, again, that goes to Coach Dillingham and his way of finding ways to win. So.
Going back to the start of your football journey, how did you get into football, and what were some of your earliest and favorite football memories?
I started playing football really in high school. I started at this school in Victorville, California. I played there for 2 years. Then I transferred down to Rancho Cucamonga High School in Rancho, and I played wide receiver all throughout high school in my first year of junior college. And when I finally transitioned over to tight end, when I got to Mount SAC and Mount San Antonio College. And it was a learning curve for sure, like a new position, you're blocking bigger people. But I just enjoyed the days of JUCO, really. Like, a lot of people make JUCO seem like it's just the worst thing ever. It really is hard. But, you make some friendships that you will have a long time, very long time. So I'm always appreciative for that, journey.
So you mentioned that you didn't really start playing ball until much later on than probably most guys, that started as kids. Were other sports your jam before football?
Played basketball a little bit in like 8th grade, but I didn't. It wasn't really too many sports being played.
Oh, okay. So what was it that finally got you into football?
I've always wanted to play. My mom, she was very scared for me to play. She didn't want me to get hurt. So I finally went out. She gave me the opportunity to go out, and then I moved with my mom's sister down in Rancho Cucamonga, and she took the reins and we took it head on, and she supported me every step of the way to get me here today. So.
Oh, that's awesome. And so you mentioned making that transition from wide receiver to tight end. What was that like for you? Obviously, the much different responsibilities. Obviously, still being involved in the passing game, but a position where you're getting your hands dirty much more.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was different because growing up, I watched all types of receivers. I watched Deshaun Jackson. I watched the Megatrons. I watched all those kind of guys, Julio Jones. And I've always heard people tell me like, "Oh yeah, you will play tight end one day. You'll play tight end." I always have brushed it off like, "Nah, never." And then I got to JUCO, and the coach was like, "Why don't you just try it out for size?" Because I'm not as fast as an outside receiver. So I tried it out and I loved it. I think when I really realized I loved it was when we played Saddleback my second year of junior college. I had pancaked like three guys in the game, and it was just like it was one of the most fun things to me. And I had a good game in the passing game as well, but I just it made me fall in love with being on the field all the time because tight ends they're a big position in today's game. So I just really enjoyed the blocking aspect and going out to be able to catch routes. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
What is like gives you more of a thrill, making a big catch in traffic, or as you mentioned, laying a dude, just pancaking a guy and just like exerting your will and putting him on his back on the ground?
Dang, they're on the same level, but I think exerting your will, like you're going against guys your size or even bigger. If you could put a guy on the ground, that's a great feeling for sure.
You mentioned a couple years at the junior college level. Obviously it's a tougher route, and going through some of those things and putting in that grind. How do you feel you're a better player and person having gone through those experiences?
I'm a whole different player coming out of junior college. When I first got here, it was a learning curve because guys are bigger, faster. Everyone was a very good player, so I had to learn how to just adjust to this level. And junior college really taught me just resilience and be patient and wait your turn. And I think that's helped me a lot here. Just waiting my turn with me redshirting the first year and coming in last year. With things going on, just being patient with all the situations going on. So I really feel like junior college made me just a better man in general today, and it had me grow up a lot faster. You go to junior college, you don't have as much support as you would have at a Division I university. So, there's a lot of things that you have to go in and do on your own. So I feel like junior college helped me, put me a little ahead coming in, knowing some things. And then obviously I had to develop on the field coming in smaller and stuff. But, I feel like I transitioned pretty well.
I believe one of those seasons at JUCO, it was a COVID year, didn't have a season. So how tough was that? Just obviously you're already going the junior college route to work your way up towards bigger and better things, but then having to lose a season to those obviously the unfortunate circumstances.
Oh, it was very unfortunate. California, they shut down football altogether. I'm not sure about any other states, but during that time it was a lot of ups and downs. But that time just taught me like how much I really love football. You play football not at all for a year, kind of sucks. Like you're watching all these guys during the COVID year play their games. You're itching to get back on the field. But throughout that process, for me personally, it was really rough. But it ended up making me a better person in the end. When I was in junior college, this is after my freshman year. I had received the offer from Liberty University, and they offered me off a straight practice film. And, they were prepping me. It was a process of prepping me up, getting me ready to head out there. And as players were able to come back again. So the scholarship was pulled. One of the toughest moments of my life personally, because you see something that you worked so hard for, and, it just swiped away from you, but I think that's really one thing that taught me to stay patient and be resilient because, I look at it today, I don't say it's a blessing in disguise, but, I'm closer to home versus being way out in Lynchburg.
Yeah.
I'm at a good university, so I take it with a grain of salt and always appreciate it for that moment.
At what point did playing college football become a kind of a goal for you? Obviously, going kind of, through a tough route to get there with the junior college level, and obviously kind of the later start into football in general, when did that become kind of a goal and a driving force for you?
It became a goal my junior year of high school. In high school, I played with some very great athletes. I played with Jeremiah Cordell, who went to Oklahoma, Sean Dollars, who went to Oregon, C.J. Stroud, who's playing in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
My brother Mark Perry played at TCU. All surrounding yourself around those kind of people, you want to play. You want to play at that level. You see them getting the scholarships, and they were 5 stars and all that stuff. So it always drove me like I want to, do the same things that my friends were doing, and seeing them get there and seeing how much they enjoyed it, and the process of getting into work, and you're at home still in junior college trying to work your way up. That really showed me I want to be able to play on Saturdays one day, and you know, God willing, I was able to. So.
And then ultimately, after you mentioned kind of the Liberty situation, Arizona State enters the picture. Why was being a Sun Devil the right move for you?
It just felt good, and during the time I came out, it all fell in line perfectly. A lot of schools were talking, but they were like, if you on it, in Arizona State said we're going to bring you out, talk to you everything, and it was a done deal from there. I just wanted somebody who was ready to go. I mean, not maybe not. So it was really who accepted me as a player and my game, and knowing I'd have to develop and also getting somewhere in the spring. So that all played a big picture.
Of course, making that jump up from JUCO to Power 5 football, a year on the scout team and working there to kind of get acclimated. What was that process like? And you mentioned that kind of junior college taught you patience, but then you kind of, what was it like? Finally getting to where you want to be in terms of the major college football team, but then some more work, some more patience.
It's nothing I wasn't used to. I thought it was great though. I got to go against some really good players. I got to go against Coop, Jordan Clark, like all the DBs that we have had come in and out, and they got me better on a daily. I would go to them, talking to them, asking how was this, how was that. Even though I'm servicing them, I always wanted to get better myself while I was on the scout team. So I took it as just another lesson and just to keep pushing.
And what was the like just going through you get to where you want to be, but then going through a coaching change like you guys did in that 2022 season?
Um, I've always had a coaching change. High school, we had a coaching change. I think junior college, I had a coaching change. When I got here, I had a coaching change. So, I mean, honestly, I was really used to it. I know it's not like the same levels of things, but I've always had a coach end up leaving and all that stuff. But it was good. I like Coach Dillingham. He came off to us very well from the start, and I like his what he does, and have fun while working really hard. I truly believe in that, and he makes us really work hard. So on top of the fun aspect with it as well.
What impact has Jason Mohns had on your game and in covering practices and watching you guys in your drills? Seems like an extremely detail oriented guy, and obviously in his coaching resume so far has got really good track record of success.
Oh man, Coach Mohns is great. He taught me so much last year, and he really helped me become a more complete player. And we're still in the process of stacking how much better I can get now. But Coach Mons, last year, let him tell you, he thought I had two left feet coming in. So he taught me a lot. Just he really built confidence in me as a player. Seeing going in with the run game stuff, he really is detail oriented. Makes the game really easy to learn, and so we don't have to think too much as we go on the field. He gives us the blueprint in the meeting room, so we go out and we play fast and just play ball.
What would Bryce Pierre today tell the Bryce Pierre stepping foot on Arizona State's campus for the first time a couple years ago?
Just stay patient. Stay patient. Be ready. You never know when your opportunity is going to come, and yeah.
What are the excuse me? What are the aspirations outside of football? What are the things that kind of drive you? Outside of your career as a football player.
My family. I'm a big family guy. I love my family. Even though I'm not too far from them, being away from home is like kind of hard because I don't get to see them as much. But I love being around my family. Talk to them every day. I just want to be able to make a living from for them. They've worked so hard to help me get to this position today with my mom and my aunt. So I really want to repay them for what they've done for me.
new offensive coordinator for you this year, and Marcus Arroyo, a guy who's has a pretty good resume himself of leading some pretty powerful offenses. What are some impressions of Coach Arroyo so far in this kind of early going, and what do you feel his vision is for the tight end position?
I love Coach. I love how his offense is. Allows the tight end to do everything, from the pass game to the run game. And it allows us to really go in and think and see defenses, which I really like. I feel like it's the next step I want to take into my journey of playing a tight end, and seeing different defenses and learning how to really play ball outside of just being an athlete.
Thoughts on the new tight ends that are joining in that room? Obviously, you got a couple guys with some FBS experience. Jaden coming over. Unfortunately, he's still coming back from that injury. But what's the overall makeup of some of the newcomers in that room?
I love the guys, Cam, Marquiston, and then we even got Colson. And I think we're all going to be a really well group. We're going to work well together. It's great guys. They're going to be they're all going to contribute this upcoming year.
Unfortunately, the end of the Pac-12 is here, but new opportunities in the Big 12. What's it like? What are your thoughts on moving in and playing this Big 12 schedule?
It's exciting. It kind of, as you said, it does suck because as a kid, I watched the Pac-12. I grew up wanting to play in the Pac-12, so it does suck seeing the Pac-12 go. But it's exciting. New competition. We're traveling in places I've never been before, playing against teams that I've watched growing up as well. So it'll be exciting to go out to these environments and seeing different players and see playing in these big games.
Any particular location or stadium in the Big 12 that you're most looking forward to playing in?
That's a great question. I think 2 years ago we played at Oklahoma State. I loved their stadium. That was a great stadium to play in. And then also, I'm interested to see how Texas Tech is. My friend at TCU said Texas Tech is they get rowdy, so I'm really looking forward to playing Texas Tech.
I covered the ASU game in 2017 when they were there, and there was a tornado warning at the beginning, so there's a delay. They do something there that the ASU used to do before they outlawed it.
The tortillas, right?
Yeah, the tortillas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they have horses running around the state. It's a pretty wild atmosphere, so it should be a fun game early on in that season. Obviously just about a month away from spring ball. What are some of the things that you want to show your coaches and your new OC?
That I'm a complete tight end. I feel like I can do everything, whether it's pass blocking, run blocking, or going downfield to catch a ball. I just want to show them that I can take what I did last year to another level and be better than what I was this past year. And to show them they can count on me at any time, whatever position they call me at, when they call my name, that I can go out and make a play.
The quarterback competition is going to be kind of center stage, and obviously – it's going to, all eyes are going to be on that. Three very talented guys in that mix as well. But, from a skill position perspective, what is it like just, as that situation is sorting itself out, but just, being one of those key offensive guys, just having kind of, a different quarterback, whether it's by series in the practice, how do you make that adjustment in terms of just trying to find that, the rhythm, the rapport, the chemistry that is so crucial when that position is still kind of figuring itself out?
I feel like all that is in the off season before we get to spring ball. Like, we head out to the field and work with our guys because, we can't just go out and just run routes and think they're going to connect. Like, we got to build a relationship off the field for one, and also go in and, become see what it is the quarterback wants and, to speak our piece on it as well. So I'm very excited to see the competition. I think it will be a good one. So I'm very excited to see where it goes.
And when you're looking ahead to this fall, this 2024 season, first in the Big 12, when all is said and done, what do you want to make sure that you're able to look back and say, I did that, I accomplished that?
That's a great question. Be able to look back and say, I gave everything that I had to ASU in my time here. Going into my last season, I want to be able to lay it out on the field and leave it here with no regrets at all.
I'd like to thank Bryce for taking the time to talk with me for this episode. I'd also like to thank Jeremy Hawks of ASU Media Relations. Make sure you are subscribed to Speak of the Devils on all podcast platforms for more great episodes featuring a number of Sun Devil student athletes across a variety of sports. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at bdenny29.